Okay, so this is my trading journal for, what was it, March, or Friday, what was Friday? Friday, March the 18th. So the first trade I'm gonna go over is DIDI. This one had a nice bounce right here. I wish I could have seen it. I definitely would have got in here, but I missed that. So I was looking for another opportunity, and I didn't really trust this bounce here. When I see a stock bouncing off of the moving average, I like a tighter, more of a tighter bounce like this, how it holds the 9 EMA real tight right here. This had too much distance. I mean, not too much distance, but I was just trying to play it safe. So I just decided to wait, and as stock kept going up, obviously it's still holding the 9, and then it bounces off the 9 one more time here, and that's when I decided to get in. Unfortunately, there wasn't any momentum, so we couldn't, it just died. There were no new highs, no volume really with it, so it just failed on me. So I got out as soon as we confirmed back below the 9 EMA. But because this was riding the 9 EMA real tight, I decided to get in here as opposed to here. In hindsight, I think I should have just went ahead and got in here, and still would have been out at this area, or break even. So it would have been a very, very small gain, or just a break-even trade had I got in earlier, but it's okay. So that was the first trade I took, or I'm going over. The next trade is RDBX. I think I saw it earlier, but I didn't really like how it was trading. This was okay, but it's not enough for me. It holds the 20. Now this is kind of what I like to see. This action over here didn't really catch my attention, but as it starts to make these more solid green candles and push up, this is where I want to start getting in. So I probably somewhere between this candle and this candle will be a great entry, but this is also shortly after this, so I don't know if I'm quite trusting it yet, but hindsight, it kind of makes me think right around here is where I would want to get in, or just waiting till we break above the previous high. Yeah, I missed it, so I was just trying to wait for another opportunity, and it was holding the 20 really well. I almost got in this right around here, but I didn't. I don't know why, but it seems like, I don't know, this was by mistake. I don't even remember getting in here. So I think maybe I pressed the key on accident, and then there was a delay order. I don't know. I need to watch the tape again. But I just came back and looked at the stock, and I was in. But since I was in, I was gonna try to give it a try, give it a chance to push, because technically I like the setup. I just wasn't ready to get in at this time, and I was hoping it to push up to about 290 at least before I can get out, but it just started going south, and I just decided to get out. Now, had I been smart, I would have allowed it to retest the bottom of this candle, but I just told myself I'm not even supposed to be in the trade, so I just exited here. Now this was my doing, so I would have liked to get in a little bit lower, but this is okay. So I just wrote it for a quick pop. I just didn't think it'd have much or enough momentum to ride back up to the top over here, to the previous high. So I just got out around the middle, $3 plus maybe a few cents. So technically this should have been my only trade on this stock, but it didn't work out that way. I don't know how this happened, but I need to look into that. ZH was another stock I took, or another trade I took. The price action wasn't the greatest. But you know, given this a move up here from what 215 to 335 or so, 340. That was a pretty good move. So I was hoping, it still had some more in the tank to run, and the 9 seemed to be holding, so I went ahead and got in. My mistake on this trade was just ignoring this candle right here. This is kind of an inverted hammer, sort of, not quite, but clearly there's sellers at this area, and I should have just waited till we made some new highs, or waited for the stock to build up some momentum, making some higher lows. But I got stopped out right away, so this was just a bad trade altogether. So just go back and grade my trades. I would have to say that the setup on this was probably D plus, simply just because the 9 was holding. But the bad part was that the price action wasn't great, and I ignored the candle. This price action up here was just not that good. My entry B, execution A, overall trade C minus, I guess. I don't know what happened here, but I'll take responsibility on this trade. So I'm gonna just give it a D, just for the simple fact that it was holding. They did setup. I'm gonna give it just the overall trade. I'm gonna give it D. I can't really grade the setup because I wasn't trading the setup or execution or none of that. So just the overall trade at D, simply because it was holding the 20 really well and preparing for a bounce. So yeah, that's that. This one here, setup, I like this setup. I give it a B plus. Entry C plus, B minus. Execution A, overall trade B plus. And this one, the setup is probably C, execution A, entry A, overall trade C plus. So that's pretty much that. This would have been a much bigger profit had I not entered on by accident or whatever happened there. But you know, these two losses kind of cancel each other, or these two trades cancel each other, and basically lost $56. So a small loss today. You know, hopefully tomorrow's a better day. That's it. Deuces.